talking about remdesivir, this drug that Gilead Sciences has been working on and had some promising clinical returns to announce today. This was a game changer, and for a lot of people anxious to find something, and soon, between this and Pfizer and a host of other players, coming up with something that could be an outright vaccine or treatment for COVID-19, that was something that was seen as a positive development. Dr. Luiza Petre joins me right now of Mount Sinai, the School of Medicine, cardiologist, assistant clinical professor of cardiology as well. Doctor, first on this Gilead Sciences drug. Little we know about it, but obviously people are feeling good about it, including Dr. Fauci, should they?
Definitely, Neil. We're having great preliminary data so far from the third phase of this trial. And remdesivir actually, it works as blocking an enzyme that the virus is using. So it works from stopping replication of the virus. But there are 3 points that we've learned today from this data just was released an hour ago. Number one, a treatment of 5 days, it's equal and actually has slightly better results than a treatment of 10 days. Second, we don't have any safety concerns additionally to what we already knew. And third, we've noticed that people actually recover sooner than those who did not receive any treatment. So that's 11 days versus 14 days, which is statistically significant. Plus, we noticed an improvement in mortality, although no significant yet. But however, this is very optimistic. We still need to take this data and review it by the right journals and have more definite data.
Dr. Fauci has also been famous for talking about the possibility of a second wave of this virus, or maybe, I'm not using the correct term, a different version of the virus. Are you worried about that?
Neil, this is definitely very plausible. And we look at Germany, they just lifted up their measurements, lockdown measurements, and they're seeing already a surge in cases. So Dr. Fauci is only giving us a cautionary warning, because what happened in the fall, we could see the flu and COVID-19 double up together and will hit us hard as a double whammy. So he's only warning against playing by the same restriction measurements we had already, and to have a good plan, a strategy in place, which involves contact tracing, developing a vaccine, and scaling up the test. And the goal is indeed, as you mentioned earlier, to reach at least 2 million tests daily. And if we stick to a strong strategy, we might avoid that.
The pacing of these states, Doctor, that are easing up on their stay-at-home provisions, are you liking what you're seeing? Are some moving too quickly? Your sense of where all this is going?
I have to say that following the recommendations, it should be taken the 14-day rule, meaning that we need to wait for at least 2 weeks of consecutive days of cases going down. Right now, none of those states fits this criteria. So that's something that could be reconsidered.
Doctor, thank you very much for taking the time. Dr. Luiza Petre, of Mount Sinai School of Medicine, cardiologist by training, much, much more. Thank you, doctor.